Hello everybody, it is I, Red Iron Productions again, and good morning, noon, or evening, or whatever the time may be that you're watching this video. I've come back at it again to geek out over my recent purchases and other stuff as filler while I got something else in the works. For the package I picked up recently, it was a holy grail of goodies, let's leave it at that. So without further ado, because I know what you all came here for, we'll start off with the small fries that I actually managed to obtain. A small squadron, to say the least. So I got a majorette Ford Caprice in the California Highway Patrol sort of look and get up. The door decals are a little faded, but who cares? Gold still intact on the hood. Majorette, 1980s. A little bit bigger than 164 scale. 169, I think. Yeah, it is. Suspension works. Doors open. A little hard to close, but they do. I'll leave it at that there. I got two Ford LTDs from Matchbox. The boxy versions, that is. I particularly like the color scheme of these models. The printing is just immaculate. You can even read "Serve and Protect" on the badge that's on the door. Yeah, they might be a little scuffed, but I don't really care. I just love the castings in general. I like that he bothered to put both red and blue lights on the light bars, whereas, you know, with most toy companies, they just have it blue or whatever the color windshield it may be. Like in recent times, it'd probably be just blue or grayish black or something like that. But these guys did differently. Again, both have suspension, I guess. Matchbox, Ford Crown Vic. Same scale as this guy. A little bit bigger than 164, so don't be surprised if it look a little bit chunkier compared to yours. I actually think I got a good comparison coming right up. I got another Matchbox Superfast from 1970, I think it's 79, I can't really read it. But Plymouth Grand Fury. I think I had one of these as a kid. I just smashed it up like any other dumbass toddler would. But hey, glad to have another one to add to the fleet. Nothing much to say about it other than it's more scuffed what I already have in store, but I don't care. Just like Leo Kim Video would say, it's been shown love, like that. Not much. I plan on actually adding it like taillights and other stuff, or maybe full on restoring a few. The hubcaps need some chroming. But overall, it's in pretty fine condition. I got nothing to complain about. And as for scale, yeah, these Fords and that Chevy dwarf it a little. It looks a lot better in person. How about this? Yeah, you can see that the car is very much chunkier as a whole, whereas the Fury is slender almost. But yeah, that's enough about these cruisers. Or we just move the police force a little bit off to the side to make room for more. Make a nice little picture mosaic. A Corgi Junior's Land Rover, one of the later editions, since the headlights are on the outside fenders rather than inside with the grille. Given some gold touch-ups on the rear and front windshield. Nothing to the side. Hold on, let me focus it in. Not much to say about it other than it's Corgi Juniors. Not much to say. Hoping to do a custom of it, or just you know, get in to clean up the windshield. And as for the last 164 scale purchase, or maybe smaller even, an MG 1100. I bought this car because I saw a restoration of it and how a guy did up a paint job for it. I think it was Danny's Diecast Disasters, but I'm not completely sure. I just like the way he did the two-tone paint job. I got more details of the car, how it looked like close up to the eye. The little figurines inside, like the little dog in the rear seat, the driver inside. These old cars had way more going on than the ones we are offered today. The Hot Wheels of today don't even get anything. You may, like, certain models do have drivers, but those are once in the blue moon. Missing a headlight, or as they'd call it, a black eye. Not much to say, except it's a super fast variant after it was trying to, you know, pick up pace after Hot Wheels came onto the market. Tail hook is a little bit broken, unusable now, but who cares? And that's that for the 1/64 scale. Before we actually move away completely, I got one more item I'd actually like to go and show you all before I move on to the bigger stuff. And that being... Hold on, let me pick up the trailer. You already know what it is. This Majorette Kenworth. Let me focus it in. But yeah, this Majorette Kenworth from, I don't know what year exactly, probably from the 80s to late 90s, around that period. Majorette really threw it out of the ballpark with these models, specifically with the cabs, like from the details to the tires. I always wondered, like, man, who made those tires? And only to find out, instead of being like some high-end American brand, it was actually just a Majorette model. These rigs have an opening hood or bonnet, whichever you prefer, with an actual engine within it. This one's in pretty good condition for what it is. Stacks are intact, which is a rarity, so I'm happy about that. Money well spent. Before you ask, yes, it's not like some of the Matchbox models of yesteryear. You can actually remove the trailer and have the tractor for itself, for what it's worth. Unfortunately, I checked with a flashlight. There's no interior on these things, so sorry about that if you plan doing any miniature, insane, tiny scale customs. Give it a little bit of a touch up with the red taillights. And not much else to say other than the grille is a little bit pushed outward to make way for the inside hinge. But yeah, that's about that. When I get some proper chrome, like, I don't know, Molotov or Molotov, however you want to call it, I might just touch up the horns and the grill and stack some whatever you need. I can't stop gushing over these wheels. They look like fire truck wheels even though they're on a standard rig. The trailer itself is just Trans USA, typical stickers, you know. It's a tanker, not a tanker, it's a container. Oh, it's a bit curved. Not curved, but crooked. That's it. Anyways, it has the little legs that put out way stiffer than on the other models I managed to get. They happen to get very loose over time. Plate worn. I need to. There we go. Got the thing unstuck. Just a simple flatbed. Not really a flatbed, more like just something for the container to be on. And there goes a bit of my stand. Never mind. Nothing much to say about it other than it's like metallic blue, same color as the cab. The container is pretty long. The holes for it to hold on to the damn thing. Not yellowed, which is a pleasant surprise. These doors, in fact, do open. Not sure what you could fit inside. Probably like some 1/87 scale car. Or maybe even something smaller. I'm not gonna force it. I feel like I'm gonna break the other door if I do it. But yeah, that's that. These holes are pretty useful if you want to line it up. We're just gonna put it there. I'm not gonna bother with the. I'm not gonna bother with the thing. And I wanted the bigger stuff. The Holy Grail. I was gonna save it for last, but I'm eager to show it, and it's this 1962 Corgi Cadillac ambulance. Yep, original bulb and everything. Not much to say about it other than it's in pretty fine condition. Sure, the stickers from the windows may be missing. It's on its original box, but hey, it's the original bulb. What more could you want? It still works, which is most amazing. You know, it's the later iteration of the '59 Cadillac. Different windows as opposed to the one you're all familiar with, aka the Ecto 1. Not much to say about it other than the tail fins are kind of smaller. The wheels at the back turn it on and off. like push the contacts to make the battery go up to the bulb and everything. I'm a little bit too lazy, but if you look online, I'm pretty sure someone will show a diagram of how everything works. I'm a bit of on a time crunch. I'm just gonna put it right here. Next up, before we go anywhere modern, I want to show off this what's it called again? Chevrolet Impala police car, right? Also made by Corgi. Not much to say about it other than it has some loosey-goosey suspension. Same car as Ramon was from Pixar Cars, just the real thing and police livery and practically 63 years old like that thing. And yes, it's the meme car, you know, the suspicious high vampire. But yeah. Not much else to say other than it's a bit scuffed, missing a tire. I touched it up a bit with a red marker. And taillights as well. So we're gonna leave that aside as well and move on to the two final items. The UAZ 50, no 450, my bad. The predecessor to the famous UAZ 452, the one you're all familiar with. A little bit has changed. I don't remember the windows on the after model wrapping around like these ones do. Yeah, like that. There are some differences, of course. The grille, it looks surprisingly British, to say the least, like a Bedford or something. Again, like most of the cars from that era, only one side view mirror. It was done for like a what's it called again? A fabrics company. Not much else to say other than it's a DeAgostini model. They do a ton of these Eastern Bloc vehicles, including, you know, Czechoslovaks, Yugoslavs, etc., etc. And basically anything like behind the Iron Curtain, they got their grubby hands on. So yeah, not much to say other than it's 1/43rd scale. It's a little bit odd looking at it. I'm gonna show you why in just a second. The final purchase that came in a lot was this 1958 Ford Edsel Citation. Now if you look over here, something's not right. It can't be possible. It's either the scale or American cars were that grand and just oversized. I saw this car originally next to it, the way it was packaged. I thought like, yeah, that's a bit better scale. Sure, the car is long. Cars are sometimes longer than commercial vehicles like vans, and plus it's an older model. Like, I'd get it if it was the same size as that. Or maybe this one just a smaller scale than this. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but still, it's a little bit jarring, bizarre, you know, seeing it as big as a van, essentially. It's a little bit weird. Like, this thing is meant to carry like boxes and boxes of cargo, and yet look how small it is. It's practically dwarfed by a four-seater. And I know what you might say. Some people may dislike the design of this car, but to each their own. I actually quite like it. I'm very, very fond of it, to say the least. It's a beaut in my eyes. The paint scheme is also simply immaculate. I like it. The two-tone red and black. It's just very uniform. You don't get that nowadays. And again, only one side view mirror, a little bit of the detail inside. Let me move the van off the top so you can see it anyhow. Not much else to say other than it's a nice model. It's a nice model to have in the collection. So, in total, that's that. Not much else to say other than I'm extremely happy with my purchase. These will be coming in handy if I do decide to make another Smokey and the Bandit anniversary video. That being these coppers over here, alongside a few I plan to actually restore to fit the movie, and a truck or two. I actually bought a Peterbilt that I plan on making look like one in the background during like the convoy scene. But enough about that. Thank you for watching, and thanks for listening to me gush about my recent purchases and everything else. Hope to make a proper video afterwards, so yeah. Can't believe I did this in one take, but this was Red Iron Productions signing off. See you in the next one.